What's up, everybody? Welcome to a random conversation. We just want to address, I think, maybe several views when it comes to what's happening in our country today. And of course, hopefully we'll touch on a number of things that are of concern to civilians, to the country, to whatever affects us as individuals, as taxpayers, and of course, everyone actually. Yeah, matters of national security as well. So initially we were talking about, most recently about a number of Palestinian citizens that landed in South Africa. And of course you were talking about how concerning this should be to the public, which again, it's very understandable. It should be a matter of concern, but many people are looking at a matter of national security as well, stating that, okay, this could be dangerous, having Palestinian nationals in South Africa that are not documented. We don't know what those people will be here, or how long will they be here for, what are they capable of, what will they be doing. But what I was explaining is, as much as I see the lack of processing or what that might entail. The presence of Palestinian citizens in South Africa is symbolic, and it's also sending a message. This is what I was saying. Their presence in South Africa right now, at this specific moment, it's nothing but sending a message, especially to the US, to let them know that South Africa is an independent state. And understand that in so many ways we are bound, in so many ways we are being governed by people who are not even in South Africa. We understand that we can never hide from that particular fact. But one thing that we need to understand and process accordingly is the fact that this is a political statement to the United States to tell them that, okay, as much as the United States tends to try to use their controlling hand over South Africa to say, as a sovereign state, we want you to do this. If you don't do what we want you to do, this is what's going to happen as punishment. Because we know that the United States has been bullying the rest of the world for no reason at all, and for the longest time. So South Africa tend to stand up to bullies. Actually, this was the literal statement used by the president when the United States was saying that they will cut what do you refer to it, the amount of money, what is it, the aid to South Africa, because South Africa supported Palestine in the first place during the Israel-Palestine war. Well, which was acclaimed. So when that happened, what South Africa did, of course through the president of South Africa, what South Africa did was to say, we will not be bullied. So it doesn't matter what the United States say about this particular thing, but we will not be bullied. So we stood up and said, it doesn't matter what the US thinks, it doesn't matter what the US wants. We will continue to support the people of Palestine, because we can understand, we can see things from their point of view. In South Africa, we've been through a lot, where the rest of the world was just sitting. People who supported us are nowhere to be found today. We're talking about Muammar Gaddafi, who's no more. We're talking about countries that have been. We're talking about Zimbabwe, which is now, I don't know what Zimbabwe is now turning into, but they had some sort of power and support when we needed them the most. So now Palestinians needed the rest of the world the most, but no one. Everyone is just washing their hands and just pretending as if we don't see how much Palestine is suffering. But South Africa is one of the countries in the world that stood up and said, you know what, enough is enough. We cannot sit back and pretend as if we don't see what's happening to Palestine. We have to stand up and do something about it. So because now Trump and his minions stood up and said, you know what, if you continue supporting Palestine, this is what we're going to do as punishment. And then the South African government went, we will not be bullied by you, we'll continue doing what we strongly believe in, this has to stop. So first, of course, was the threat of cutting the aid to South Africa, and then followed by, what was it? I think they wanted to raise tariffs, and then Trump started meeting many African leaders to see maybe where they stand, or maybe wanted to check them out. I don't know what the reason for that particular thing was, but he started meeting many African leaders to see, okay, maybe just to weigh them up. But South Africa, we also went there and explained, and then we were accused of genocide in South Africa. We were accused of
Afrikaners.
Yes, white people in South Africa.
Not white people, like the Africaners.
Just the Afrikaners specifically.
It's not white people who are complaining, but the Afrikaners, they are complaining that there's genocide in South Africa.
Just imagine, which again was proven to be bull nonsense. So we moved past that. And then now Donald Trump again was saying, okay, you know what, to the G20. The G20 is supposed to be held in South Africa this year. And this year, this year. And when it comes to that, Donald Trump stood up and said, you know what, I will not be coming to the G20 this year in South Africa. Because of course of what we have been doing as an independent state. And in addition to that, he said, I will not even assign a delegation. So it's not just me who won't be there, but no one from my country. I won't even assign a representative from America to come represent the United States in South Africa. So in a political move, if we look at this thing in a political way, I understand of course there are financial implications and what the government will now have to stand up and do, but in a political move, this is South Africa's way of saying, you know what? Screw you Trump and the US. We don't care. In fact, since you won't be coming, let us just invite the very same people you've been trying all this time. Because the United States have been supporting Israel for the longest time. They've been supplying them with a lot of resources so that they can continue to persecute Palestine during the conflict. And because we have been siding with Palestine, we say, okay, just to prove a point, even during this very crucial moment where the world will be watching South Africa or the rest of the G20 partners will be watching South Africa. So even their leaders will be present in South Africa. Let us bring the very same people we supported to see how committed we are to the cause of supporting Palestine regardless of what's happening. So Trump saying, I won't be coming, is just being a baby. It's just being a baby. Him saying, I won't be coming to South Africa because you people are doing this and that. And we say, it's cool, don't come, but Palestine will be here. It's just us trying to prove a point. That's it. So I understand, of course, that many people are raising the concerns of, okay, how this is going to affect South Africa's economy. It's like a lot is happening, and of course we won't pretend as if this does not have any financial implications, as if this does not affect South Africa at all. Of course it does, but it's a matter of concern, not a matter of focus. This country has a lot of problems right now. We have a lot of things that we should be focusing on. We have a lot of things that we should be fighting against, and we have a lot of things.
So you should be adding more problems just to frustrate Trump.
It's not. This is a problem. This is a problem, or it's a matter of concern. I was saying it's a matter of concern, not a problem. It's a matter of concern.
It is, because like look at it this way. And I know we spoke about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it this way. Maybe so that you can understand.
No.
Okay. Now the people are stuck in South Africa. There's no way for them to go back to that. There's no way.
Let's say yes for now. But I will explain as if it's easier than.
So who's going to provide for their stay?
The South African government.
For how long?
No, for as long as they're here. That's what an asylum is. Like if you seek asylum in a certain country.
If they stay here forever.
No. The asylum seekers, an asylum seeker does not stay in a country forever. It's for as long as their place of origin is in conflict or it's not deemed safe for them to attend.
That's the thing. Now, the reason why they are not processed, they are processed South Africa because about process when they left either. So according to the statement that was issued, I think from their side, they say there's no way for them to come back because they don't know who they are. So if they go from South Africa, where are they going to?
No, they're not going anywhere from South Africa.
Exactly my point. Which means they are here forever.
No. Don't use the word forever, but let's assume they're here forever. Let's look at it that way. Let me explain how this is not a problem, even from the forever point. Okay. Let me take your point for it and then reestablish why this is it's not a problem. It's a once again I will forever say I will continuously say this. It's a matter of concern, but not a problem. If we look at it from a perspective of things being, it's now going to be an unnecessary budget that we did not have at the beginning of the year, let's say, right? To say we didn't have this on the financial budget for the year 2025, 2026. So where is the money that is going to feed these people going to come from? As we speak, the money that is supporting these people is not from the government. Like as we speak now, they're still at the hand of the gift of the givers, which means many private and public entities are supporting the gift of the givers. And the gift of the givers is feeding people who are in need. And now part of the people who are in need are those people who seek refuge, people who are from Palestine who are now here in South Africa. So we won't need an additional budget. They will just continue to do exactly what they were doing. And look at the perspective of being processed. Look at it this way. It's not a mistake that these people could not be processed by Israel before coming to South Africa. You do understand that Israel has now claimed that, okay, there's a ceasefire, a treat, or whatever the case may be. They are no longer maltreating Palestine. So if we still say, we assign people to say, okay, go and seek refuge in another country, what are we saying about ourselves? This is like you having a step, like maybe let's say you had a conflict with your stepchild. So if you say you will assign this stepchild of yours to an adoptive father or a foster family, what are you saying about yourself? This is a way of you admitting that, you know what, as much as I claim to have stopped my stepchild, I would still like to assign them to a different parent. That's a way of you admitting that, you know what, I have not stopped and I'm still not yet in a position to take off this child. So indirect, that's what you would be claiming. So if the child happens to run away, they cannot come to you to get consent and so I'm about to leave the house. Should I leave, or are you going to give me consent? Are you going to write something down to say, now that I'm about to leave the house, are you going to formalize this whole thing? Provide me with documentation and reference that I have left the house? Absolutely not. Not even a moron would allow that to happen. So the reason they could not get anything from Israel, it's because these people are fleeing Palestine because of Israel in the first place. The reason this whole thing is happening is because of Israel.
Put it this way, I think during apartheid in South Africa, a lot of those who fought, they went to other countries.
I hope it is a very relevant reference. But go on.
Nearby countries.
Okay.
Some of them walk their own foot.
Sure, like from Mozambique and Swaziland and so on.
Exactly. Nearby countries.
Okay.
Now there are a lot of it's a process. There are many processes involved. Taking a flight from one country to how many countries do they skip to be in South Africa?
Well, we can say the same thing about Nigeria, but we're not there yet.
They are not asylum seekers.
No. Actually,
they are not.
They are. Well, in paper.
Many of them, they got here legally.
Many of them they got here
legally. Majority of illegal foreigners that we have here today, excluding the Zimbabwean ones, but mostly Nigerians.
Wait, why are we excluding Zimbabweans?
No, because now they have the record of taking buses and it's easier for them to come.
It's closer, right? Zimbabwe is closer than, okay, fair enough, go on. So make sure we don't leave the original point because I still need to make sure that we clarify that.
They come here, maybe let's say for legally, they come legally, but they cannot, they are illegally here because they could not, let's say, their stay. Let's say maybe I'm going to Swaziland, I think I have to be in that country for a specific period.
Obviously, when you're visiting,
And then if I remain
if you exceed their allocated time,
then I'm illegal.
Yes.
That's how most of them are here illegal.
Oh, okay. So they've exceeded their stay, they've extended their stay without formally doing so.
Yes,
fair enough.
There might be other things other roles they've taken.
Some of them might be working and doing this and that. But
so now, regarding the Palestine thing, we cannot even for a flight to land in South Africa, it has to be processed.
Well, not after it lands, obviously, because you cannot process it in the air. But yes,
when the flights take off, maybe a flight from Kinshasa to OR Tambo, OR Tambo is aware that they are going to receive a flight. Absolutely,
the air traffic controller will be aware of a flight. No, actually, there's what's called emergency landing. When a flight was not detected, There was no prior communication, right?
From my point.
So when you speak, when you announce that, okay, there's a flight, blah, blah, stuff, and I have this number of parties, it's humanity.
Let's say it's a multi-seat, multi-seat flight.
Okay.
Okay, going via, let's say maybe Mpumalanga to Johannesburg. And then there's along the way there's emergency. And then before they would communicate.
Yeah, to the air traffic controller.
That there's an emergency. But they are processed from wherever the flight took off.
Yeah.
No.
Wait.
So it's easier to verify. It's okay.
Who is in the flight and who's not?
Yeah. Like it's an emergency. It's an emergency. We are a flight coming from Kinshasa. But because of emergency, we are maybe asking to land in WhatsApp.
Yeah, but I think there's something that we're missing here.
It's easier for Kruger National or Kruger Mpumalanga.
Yeah, Kruger International Airport
to get hold of the Kinshasa and then to see whether it's the flight.
Well,
to let me say to
I hear what you're saying,
Exactly.
but that's not how it
But
works.
how-
Let me explain further. Maybe there was something that I should have mentioned.
That's how.
No.
Like,
You know the difference between these two things, right? It's not the flight that was not processed. The flight was well scheduled to land, or even if not, but if a random flight shows on a radar, right, and it claims to have many passengers on the flight, it doesn't matter who those people are in there, because the first thing that you're going to ask, flight, identify yourself, and then okay, this is flight blah blah stuff from where to where.
Exactly.
We won't, no, not that. We won't check if the flight is really coming from and to. First and foremost, the priority is passengers. This is why even if a flight has terrorists and whatever, thinking, the moment they mention that they have people in there, especially when we talk about people that are in their hundreds in numbers, the moment they mention that they have people in there, for the safety of those passengers in there, it doesn't matter if the flight left legally or illegally. The fact that they have passengers in there, priority number one now becomes the people that are on that flight. So we have to make sure now that the flight lands safely, provided of course that the airspace is open, provided that there is space for them to land on the airport. We open the runway, immediate landing. The processing will begin the moment those people have now landed, and we will start looking at those people. Okay, they are registered, your names and details. So the problem here, the reason I'm saying that this whole thing is politically motivated and in a good way, it's the fact that people cannot board on a flight unknowingly. Those people do not just appear inside of a flight and then a pilot decided, you know what, since there are already people, let me fly. No, the whole thing was planned. You cannot walk into an airport and get onto a flight without papers. It's impossible.
I can agree with you that the whole thing. Remember last time I told you, there's this other guy I watched broadcast saying like there's an immigrant that came in the country, I think 100 of them a couple of weeks
Is that
ago.
a different time?
Yeah.
Different thing?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
There's a group that came first. That's what they say. Like another group, I think I read it. Is it an article or a tweet? That 100, I think it was 100.
Okay, this is a confirmed thing, not a.
It's a group of 100 that came, I think, on the 28th of October.
Okay.
This is the second.
The second group.
The second group.
Okay, go on.
Yeah? So it is like it is something that is
coordinated. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But my concern is like how it's going to affect us as the citizen. I understand the political.
It's not.
It's political strategies. But my concern, because a lot of citizens are complaining about these things.
It's true, but you know why people are complaining so much?
They are voicing different opinions.
I understand. It's within their right. It's very right.
Makes like sense. Like hence I asked you, how long are they going to be here? It doesn't matter how long are they going to be here.
True.
That's what you say.
But
it's in their presence, in their state, who is going to provide for them? You say the government. So where does the government get money from? Remember, like there's a lot of money that the government is directing to
different projects and
some of the projects like we don't know of them, like
absolutely wouldn't know
money
all of them.
It's like money going like missing, just like what the minister said, it's money moving in the air. so we have a lot of cases. Recently, I think I saw something in social media. I I think this couple, like the rain that was the weather, the weather that was going like a couple of weeks, I think this week or last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a leakage. I saw like a man again inside the
houses
clinic or a hospital.
here in KwaZulu-Natal.
Not in KwaZulu-Natal, I think in Gauteng.
Okay.
So this is where that money is supposed to go.
Wait. I understand that. Wait. Hold on. Before you move to the next one, because you'll end up confusing me here.
Okay.
Let me just answer that question or address that specifically.
Okay.
Hospitals, infrastructures, and informal settlements, and well, let me just say settlements, like the Department of Human Settlement and whatnot. And then the Department of
I think it's called.
and then the Department of people responsible for health. For health. The Department of Health. Why am I looking for this thing when I've already said it? The Department of Health has budget that's allocated to them every single financial year. Yeah. So those departments, the government does not need to assign new money for a new disaster.
Okay.
The department already has budget for that particular amount, for that particular department.
Okay.
So when the government says we'll be taking responsibility or we'll now be taking care of these people here, it's because from like we're not that stupid to say we allocate all the money to different departments within the government. That's why at the end of the day the government can make profit. At the end of the day the government can make a loss. It's because after assigning all these monies or all these budgets to different departments within the government, obviously there is money that is still going to be kept. And of course, there's what we do as well, going to borrow from the World Bank. I think we've been doing that too much lately. I don't know if a country has
we've moved from I think 2 point something to close to 10 million or over 10 million.
Did you say million? That's nothing.
No, not million, man. Like it's trillion.
Yeah. So the point is, wait. Before you make that seem like a bad thing, wait. I will expect. Let me finish this one first and hold that thought. Don't forget it. So to say that now the people will suffer because money.
Not that they will suffer because.
What's the complaint about, really?
There has been suffering because of the current governments.
Exactly. So the problem here is the government, not.
Now my concern is like citizens were starting to voice out a lot of concerns
About the Palestinians.
Not the Palestinians.
Wait, I thought we were talking about the Palestinians.
No, listen to this. Most citizens were trying to voice out
before this whole thing.
Exactly, like most of the things. Like I've seen Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi who came out and addressed the corruption that is happening in the.
Right, which was a problem before. Actually, the problem that has been there for ages.
We've seen the work that the March to March is doing.
March to March. Oh yeah, led by Mama Usis.
Yeah, it's her.
So
and then we've got, I think recently, listened to, I'm not sure, I didn't follow up whether it was a briefing or what, but I think the guy from Navy, who's part of the Navy.
General.
I think it's a general, but it's a top decorated lawyer of the Navy.
Military personnel.
Yeah, he was also voicing out about the current things that are happening.
Which have been happening before what's happening now.
Which hence I'm saying like a lot of people or citizens were addressing before the Palestinians. Were addressing the things that are affecting citizens.
Okay.
The guy fella says you would see there won't be any country left.
What guy is this?
The one from Navy.
Okay. The general. We still need to find out who that is.
There won't be any country left for our children if things continue like this. So,
wait, like what specifically?
Like money money being spent in things that doesn't develop the country.
Okay,
like
so these include
like the issue of the nephew of allegedly Ramaphosa who spends billions on the hospital.
Okay, corruption. Technically, okay, I understand. We're talking corruption here, right?
Now we're addressing those things.
Right.
Those things we're addressing are affecting us as citizens.
That is
the
true.
The reason why I'm stating these things is because now there's another issue that comes in Palestine who are also going to be funded allegedly by the governments.
Accommodated. I think President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke recently.
Which is also a concern.
Wait, okay, I understand that, but
like if you can look at like the things that we're trying, even the unemployment rates, like we're trying to address that thing, that issue of unemployment. So we cannot now say you would say, okay, since the Palestinians are here,
Mm-hmm.
we have to think like about the future things or future challenges that we might face because of them. Okay, I understand it's a political move, it's strategic, it's good, it's brilliant, but at the end of the day, in the future, citizens are going to be affected. How? Now we are facing a majority. I've seen the states grow like in different provinces, like only graduates. I'm not talking about the youth in general. But
We are also graduates two
Yeah,
times, as a matter of fact.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mainly graduates. I've also seen another states like in terms of qualifications, accounting, your LLP, what. Ne? Some of them like they are over 50%. Ne? I've seen like I think KZN alone it's 40 something or 40 something percent. Ne? So now if these people stay here in the country,
The Palestine.
yeah, if
Okay.
they remain in the country for a decade or for years, the government is not going to provide for them for that long. They have to work.
That's true, but that's how it works, right? Like an
That's
asylum
how it
seeker, that's how it works. Like
They're supposed to
at
work.
some point, as an asylum seeker, I wanted to go back a little bit just to make sure that I do answer it, because you end up mentioning a broad
No,
number
I
of
want to-
topics,
I
still
like
on the
that.
same thing.
I want
I
to-
understand, of course, it's a number of things. Okay, first and foremost, you mentioned that the country is dealing with so many things right now, right?
Exactly.
You're talking about the march, you talk about General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, you're talking about the military also raising their concerns, which these are things that have been there before. And the presence of Palestinians in South Africa, once again, I will say this, I think maybe for the fourth or fifth time, it is a matter of concern, but not a problem, like not a contributing factor directly to this, not at this point in time. Let me elaborate.
Okay, I'm listening.
The reason for that is we have been dealing with corruption, obviously, and the definition of corruption, misuse of funds. So it's a misuse of funds. Funding asylum seekers is not a misuse of funds. It's a noble cause that can be traced. Like you know where this money is going. And obviously as an asylum seeker, we will find you, like until you find your feet. But the moment you find your feet, we might even give you a job. You are allowed to get a job as an asylum seeker. Use that letter, you continue working in the country, you now contribute to the economy. It's not like an illegal immigrant who came into the country. So in a way, the moment you start working and contributing or injecting money into the economy, perfectly fine. So that money is accounted for. So to say that these people now who are here to seek asylum, they are somehow now contributing to the problems that we do have in the country, it's not fair, or it's not an enough good reason to say, okay, a better solution would be to send them back. Because again, we do say that logically it's not a thinking to send them back, but it's not a mission impossible. We saw Donald Trump sending prisoners to Swaziland and wanted to send them. I think they sent some to South Africa. I don't know how that works.
No, it didn't.
We refuse, right?
No, I
Or
think
something.
they but I think when they went to Swaziland, they used their flights from.
Oh, okay. They passed by here.
Yeah, they passed by.
But right. So bottom line is we've seen Donald Trump sending prisoners to Swaziland. It's not mission impossible. It's not a mission impossible to send someone to a certain country. It's not that impossible. But what I'm saying is this: it's not a mistake that the Palestinians are here. And also, I think initially you mentioned something about maybe I think you suggested that they should flee to their neighboring countries. But keep in mind that South Africa is one of the countries, or if not the only country, that stood up and literally supported Palestine. We even went into international court to raise this issue at a global scale, to say what Israel is doing to Palestine. So we stood with Palestine when they needed us the most. Why wouldn't they come to us now that they seek even further assistance? Because I do understand that the things that we're doing, I think some of the problems, of course, that are always there is just relying on a word of mouth. Like saying that, okay, we stand with Palestine. I've seen many people all over the continent of Africa saying we stand with Palestine, but the question now is, what are you doing for Palestine? Like, what are you doing about the actual issue? Instead of just you standing and saying we stand with Palestine, or we stand with Palestine, like, but that's where it ends. It's like supporting a soccer team from home. It's useless. You can shout as much as you want, unless you buy a ticket and go watch the game, unless you buy their thing, their merchandise. You are not supporting the team at all. You're just someone who makes noise about the team without directly contributing into their benefit.